Hello ladies, so this is your brief tutorial on how to download and use the nutrition app tracker. So this is going to be your pocket nutrition coach. It's exciting because you don't really have to commit a lot of things to memory to get your nutrition on track. So what we're going to do is go into your app store or whatever. If you're an iPad, then you're using your Apple Store, whatever you use to get apps on your device. And I highly recommend installing this on the device that you're going to be using the most. So whether that's your phone or a tablet that you're keeping with you, it makes it easier. It doesn't save, that I've discovered, from one device to another. So if you have it downloaded on one, you're not easily able to copy over all that information on another, say your phone, if you decide you want to change your mind. So you're going to type in the 21-day fix in the search bar and select the one that's the first one there, the 21-day fix with the purple lettering. The other one is a separate app. I see that it has a higher rating here, but for the sake of this 5-day program, and this is the tutorial I'm showing you, let's just go through and use this app here. It is still user-friendly, and I've only used this since I've been doing this in January. So what we have here is the 21-day tracker. So when you first downloaded it, it should give you the option to, it'll either look like that where it says select a day, or let me just, for the sake of hitting reset, if it looks like this when you first open your screen, just click on 21-day fix. You have the option to input your weight here. So even if your goal is not weight loss, inputting your weight is going to factor into this app's algorithm to automatically spit out what it thinks your calorie bracket should be. You should already know by now how to calculate your calorie bracket. If not, go back and review the materials that I've posted. And it's really simple to do. If you still have any questions, just drop a note underneath this post and I can help you out. So I'm just going to leave it like that with the weight and hit continue. So now I have the intro to the app. So whatever day I end up being on, it will automatically advance each night. So let's start with day one for the sake of day one. And going through this app, it's got my weight in there. Don't worry about changing your weight every day. That's totally fine. In fact, for this short of a program, we're really not going to weigh ourselves at all to sort of do a check-in. But I would suggest, if you want to weigh yourself, do so first thing on Monday morning, straight out of bed, not having drank anything or anything else. And if you're going to weigh yourself in your underwear or weigh yourself like the day you were born, then do that and let that be your consistent metric, and don't weigh yourself any more than once a week. Some people, they weigh themselves in the morning and in the nighttime, and your body will fluctuate throughout the day. You're retaining water, you're using the restroom, all that stuff. So that is not a good way to go about seeing results. No more than once a week, the same time of week, the same time of day, with the same kind of clothing on or lack thereof. So that's what I've got to say about that. And then let's look at the remaining portions here. So this is what it's automatically calculated for me based on what I input. And what you can do if this is not correct, let's say you're only supposed to have 4 proteins. We can go in and click on that little pencil right there, and you can actually edit any of these numbers in here for the correct amount of portions you're supposed to have. I just learned this today, and I've been dealing with this app since January, so it's kind of cool. Now you know as well. So I just took out one of the containers for proteins, and I'm going to also take down the veggies and fruits because that's what I'm used to looking at for me. I think it auto-calculated a little bit differently this time. So anyways, let's say it looks like this with your remaining portions. Now, to use this, what we're going to do is, let's say I'm having breakfast and I'm going to make myself an omelet, and I don't know how to consider what eggs will be and anything else. What you can do is actually go through and click on each one of these containers, and you have a list right here built in for you, whether you're eating out, whether you're at the grocery store and you need some ideas for what to purchase that's clean eating, it's approved for this type of fitness plan. And you have a handy dandy built-in list right here of a ton of things that are considered red, which red being protein. So let's say I'm making myself an omelet, like I said. In this scenario, I can choose to either use 8 entire egg whites, which I've done before, but have since gone away from, or 2 eggs, or a combination if you're doing 1 egg and like 4 egg whites, or a half an egg, whatever. You can do the math. If that's confusing, let me know. I calorie counted obsessively for 2 years in high school, so this is fairly second nature to me. Don't let it be overwhelming to you. This is here to help you. And if any of this is confusing, just remember you're learning how to have a new lifestyle. So I'm here for any sort of questions, me or your fellow group mates, for this challenge. For the sake of simplicity, again, going on with that omelet, let's say I've got a 2-egg omelet, and I'm going to put a half a cup of veggies in it. So for breakfast, I'm going to click on the breakfast block down there, and I'm just going to say, hey, I've got 1 protein and I've used a half a cup of veggies, so there is. And for the sake of it, let's say I also used half of a portion of cheese, so I'm going to add a blue there as well. So now you can see what it's done. It's actually taken away from your daily allotment for each of those areas. If you end up going over, let's say I wanted some cheese for breakfast, and then I just kind of put a little extra on, then it's going to actually show up in the red. Your goal is to get all of these down to 0 by the end of the day. Same thing for water. Let's say I have a cup of water at lunch. It's going to take down that amount there. I will be honest, I don't use this to track my water nearly as much as I could, but that is a helpful alternative. Also briefly, for under the workout, you can click on that same pencil edit feature to the side of the workout and actually go in here, and let's say that today you did a PIO program, and I'm not going to go all out with this for the sake of time, but PIO and then whatever the program was, there is a character limit here, but if you did want to be more accurate in tracking what you did each day, you have the option to change it there. And then a cool thing, a little atta girl pat you on the back that you can do, is actually fill in that bubble next to it when you're done with your workout. So you can scroll down here and you see it goes down to snacks, and but mainly what I end up using is the snack, breakfast, lunch, dinner to help calculate. Again, trying to get down to 0. Fitness is 80% your nutrition and 20% what you do to work out. So you can really beast it at the gym and then bail on your nutrition, and you're not going to see results. And that is something super important to keep in mind. I am fully confident that each one of you can see results by the end of this week, whatever your goals are, if you're nailing your nutrition and you're committing to whatever workouts you're doing every day. So that for a plug of staying focused. That's what this group is here for, is to encourage you, to give you plenty of recipe ideas for ways that you can eat well and fun and delicious and still have a healthy lifestyle. And then let's see, say you're just looking to maintain, you're not looking to lose weight. This is the exact same format, but the portions are, you'll notice, a little bit different. Again, calculating based off of the weight that I've given the system. And you can basically have more calories per day because you're maintaining instead of trying to cut to lose weight. One thing real briefly here with the transformation tracker, I started filling this in earlier just to show you that basically if you go and weigh yourself, if you get a tape measure and you measure yourself in each area, you can Google which part of your body, your hips are considered. But what I would say, for the sake of simplicity, if you're going to measure yourself on your waist and you're not quite sure what your waist is considered, just use the same area this week and then again next week. Now, we're not going to have like a final check-in next Monday morning because this challenge is only going to go through Friday, and then Saturday will be my final Fare Thee Well. But I encourage you to stick with this throughout the weekend and actually go back and see what results that you have on Monday. And then what you can do is when you've put in, whatever measurement you see, I can do even up to the 10th for the decimals here. I don't even remember. I'm going to say this for my hips. No idea. And then for your after, everything's zeroed out, and you can go right back in there and you can put whatever your changes have been and calculate that out. So again, just another handy what we call non-scale victories, which are so exciting. That's when you are putting on that pair of jeans and they were way too snug before, and then all of a sudden you've been working hard and you've been putting in effort every single day, and 7 days later, 10 days later, you see results, and all of a sudden those jeans aren't uncomfortable anymore. And that is the exact kind of transformation that I've seen other women have. I've had myself, and using this program, these super simple tools, the workouts, the support group, the coach, and the nutrition. And that's really all it is. It may seem overwhelming at first, but again, you're learning a new lifestyle, and you've got to give yourself time for that, and feel free to reach out for any questions. That's what I'm here for. So I'm just making sure I haven't missed anything crazy. It doesn't have to be lengthy, complicated, or difficult again, but for results, it has to be a lifestyle. So I would encourage you to, if any of the foods that you're eating are not on one of these lists, don't eat it in the next 5 days. Just stick to this list and you will see results. This is super helpful when you're eating out in restaurants, like I mentioned before. And what I would just say is take a little bit of time to review this. By no means you don't have to memorize it, but some things, like you wouldn't maybe think a portion size, for example, a great example is the banana. I think a banana is a portion, but according to this program, half of a banana is a portion. So if I've eaten an entire banana that day, ergo, I no longer have any more purples or any more fruits. So it's just something to keep in mind, and that's one way that if you're mindful of what you're putting into your mouth, you will see better results than if you're just kind of winging it and not actually following along with this until this becomes second nature, which it will. Trust me, it will. So that is all I have for you for the sake of time. If you have any questions, again, drop a line. And in fact, when you've got this app on your device, send a screenshot and show me that you've got it on your device or comment got it. And that's all for now, ladies.